Keeble is another one of those movies that people have been asking for a long time to do a Nostalgia Critic review on. So I just assumed it wasn't good, and I guess I remember the ads. It was kind of like a goofy movie. It made it look like Max Keeble is the cool kid. He's doing cool things, so everybody thinks he's cool, and you'll be cool if you see this cool movie. Yeah, it didn't look that great. But as soon as the movie started, I actually thought to myself, oh, maybe this won't be that bad, because it starts off weird. It starts off with him being chased by the ice cream man because they have a rivalry, and the ice cream man has an ice cream launcher, and he rides past Tony Hawk for absolutely no reason. And it is so bizarre and so how a kid sees the world, I thought to myself, all right, maybe this will be good. And then pulls that trick where it's all a dream and all the cool weird stuff you just saw isn't gonna be the movie, it's only this little section, you just saw the best part, but thankfully, the film is that weird throughout the rest of the flick. I don't know if I'm gonna be the odd one out or preaching to the choir, but I bizarrely thought this movie was pretty funny. A lot of that comes from the point of view the film establishes. This is very much like a little kid version of Better Off Dead. If you haven't seen that movie, and I know you probably haven't because a lot of people haven't, it's basically the world from a teen's point of view, but it's not how he sees things, and that shows what reality is like. No, reality is just how he sees things. And teens see stuff in a weird, bizarre way, and yeah, not every joke in that movie works, and not every joke in this movie works, but it really does encompass the surreal, energetic point of view that a lot of younger people, especially ones that are kind of outsiders, see the world with. This movie is like that, except for a younger kid, and I was all on board for it. The film centers around Max Keeble, played by Alex D. Linz, who's not exactly an outcast, but not exactly the popular kid either, as he's struggling to find an identity within bullies trying to beat him up, a principal who doesn't like him, a weird best friend who just wears a robe, which, okay, well, I can't say I've seen a kid who's done that in school. I've definitely seen kids that do weird things for no conceivable reason. Hell, I probably was that kid sometimes. Bottom line, he's not where he wants to be. As his world seems to turn against him more and more, he gets the sad news that he's moving away. Actually, at the end of the week, yeah, a little spontaneous, but alright. When he's told this, he figures out he can basically do whatever he wants and get no punishment because he's gonna be gone by Friday. So he takes this opportunity to get revenge on all the people who did him wrong. He tasks his other friends with helping him out, even though they just want to spend time with him, say goodbye in a nice way, but they figure maybe this is the nice way they can say goodbye to him. And they do end up getting revenge in very creative ways. A sudden twist enters the picture though when it turns out he's not moving away. Yeah, plans change and now he's gonna stay there, and obviously he has to face all the consequences, so he has to figure out how he's gonna get out of all this. Alright, so that's a cute setup, nothing fantastic, but it's not a bad idea. But again, the film thrives in the world it creates, and the fact that these actors are all here to just embrace this crazy environment. One of the bullies has a thing where he always puts the name of the kid he's going to beat up on his shirt, so everybody gathers around him to see who the name is gonna be. And would that happen at school? No, but you could kind of see a kid perceiving this is how things might work in his own head. Like this bully has absolutely no life outside of being a bully, that he would just focus everything around this. There's another kid who's like a financial expert and he put all his money in stocks and he became rich, and alright, that's a little funny, like a kid that age suddenly becoming rich from the stock market, but then to make it funnier, he loses all the money. So he's obsessed with trying to get it back. And that creates kind of a funny character. The ice cream man having an obsession of getting this kid because of something like he served him a cone that had a roach on it and that got him in trouble. Like, it's kind of nothing, but I feel like every kid has had an adult that they just feel like has it out for them. And in this one, it happens to be the ice cream man. And again, it's not the point of view. It's not like, oh, he just thinks this is going on. As long as he has even an inkling this might be happening, it's happening. And by God, Larry Miller still continues to be a treasure because him as the principal is freaking hilarious. Everything he wants to do is an evil scheme, and if you apply any logic to it, it doesn't add up. Like, he'll do these announcements in the morning and he'll put on a suit over his suit, like it's his special announcement suit. It doesn't add up, but it kind of makes sense for this character. I love a scene where he thinks the camera is off, and you kind of know this routine. He's gonna do something silly, like put 2 pencils in his mouth and say, "I'm a walrus," but just to make it a little funnier, he puts the pencils up his nose and says, "I'm a walrus." Like, that just makes him a little dumber and makes the joke work better. and his deliveries are so good. He knows the exact character he's supposed to play, and he has fun with it. He is a satire of what kids think their principal is like, just pure evil, pure stupidity, and always not on their side. The way he gets revenge is also really creative. I love the bully has like this bad memory of this kid's character that he saw at a party and he's kind of scarred by it, and okay, you think you know what's gonna happen, like he's gonna embarrass him in front of the school and maybe show this video of him getting embarrassed by the costume character, but no, he slowly drives him insane by playing the song in areas where he thinks it couldn't actually be playing, and they get someone to dress up as the character and just completely mentally destroy him to where he has to see a therapist. This is actually kind of sick, and I love it. I love he just has to take something from the stock market kid and the ice cream man and turn them against each other. He doesn't even have to do that much work, but when he does, the way he gets back at him, the final visual is really kind of neat to see. I mean, okay, it's just kind of a, oh no, they got all messy, but it's a very creative way to get messy. This movie puts in a lot more effort than it probably should. I know it's gonna sound strange because a lot of people really like that Diary of a Wimpy Kid movie, but this is what I feel like that movie should have been. I think that story works better as just a simple book with these little line drawings. When you see it in real life, it's not as much fun. Here, they know they gotta go further. It's a visual medium, and it is gonna be from the point of view of this little kid, so you really should take that in and have fun with it and go further. Now, with that said, not everything works. There are some jokes that fall flat, and there's one or two things about Keeble that don't make sense. Like, I guess they try to establish he's a really smart kid, but it's not like Jimmy Neutron where he's really smart, but you see why. He's obsessed with science. Or Bart, he can be really smart, but you see why. He's obsessed with getting in trouble. This kid is just kind of smart when he needs to be smart. There's no real reason for it. It doesn't always match his character. He also has an obsession with this petting zoo, which is fine, but they don't really go into the reason for it. It's one of the subplots, like it's gonna be destroyed by the evil principal, because of course it is, and he tries to fight for it to stay there, and I don't know, I needed more of a reason why. Yes, animals are cute, but why does he connect with this place this much, to put this much on the line for it? Like, you need to see him really connect more with these animals, or see this as like his sanctuary, his place to get away, especially when he has another place he gets away to with this junkyard, which honestly I thought was a little cooler. I was like, oh, that's actually kind of a unique place that kids would go to just get away from the craziness of the world, and it is kind of cool just seeing cars get destroyed. But for the most part, this movie did make me laugh. It's clearly not supposed to be in our reality. It's more the reality of those 90s commercials that are very anti-parent, anti-authority, anti-adult. But they ran that for a while because that is how kids sometimes see the world, and I think this movie really takes that and runs with it. It's funny because it's not like these writers or this director has gone on to do a lot of great stuff, but I really think they got something pretty fun here. I love watching all the little subtle expressions they have. I love watching them interact off each other. I love just the little spins on jokes that I think I can predict, but that just goes a little further with it. I'm not gonna say it's anything great, but more creativity goes into this movie than most movies like it. These early 2000 films that are trying to have the cool kid that does something really big and crazy and the whole school cheers, and they're usually very bland and forgettable, but this is not forgettable. This is big, crazy, silly, and has a reason to be that way, so it is legit funny. At least it was to me. There's a lot of stuff in it that's just common kids movie fare, but there's a lot of stuff that was legit making me laugh quite a bit as an adult. It's a movie where you think, oh, they just have Tony Hawk pop up in a dream sequence. They wouldn't have anything like that happen in the real world in this movie, but then out of nowhere, Little Romeo is there, and they don't do a thing with it. Like, yeah, it's pretty obvious he's there just to do the end credits song, but it's so funny that they just have him there in class. He's just one of the students. Once in a while you'll see him, and then they don't do anything else. That is just so odd and so bizarre. I love it. I just dug everything in this film. Again, I don't know if I'm preaching to the choir if this film is really beloved, or maybe it's really hated and everybody couldn't get into how weird and bizarre and odd and campy it is, but I can certainly say I did. It's one of those films where if you watch the first few minutes of it, which yes is a dream sequence, but a lot of the film does go along that same kind of beat, you'll figure out if it's gonna be your thing or not. For me, it surprisingly was. Again, I'm not sure if that's gonna get me a lot of love or a lot of hate, but I can definitely say it got me a lot of laughs.